In the backdrop of the much-touted growing and deepening bilateral relationship between the two democracies, India and US, lawmakers in Congress from both parties expressed disappointment on India abstaining at the United Nations Security Council and later the General Assembly on a vote deploring Russia's invasion of Ukraine March 2, 2022. The State Department official in charge of India made a spirited defense of India's geostrategic constraints, and while continuing to describe the bilateral relationship as the most significant partnership, indicated US might reconsider its position on waiving a law that punishes countries for buying certain defense technologies on ground they threaten the US CAATSA. Countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act contains a provision which could have applied to India when it signed a $5.43 billion deal with Russia in 2018 to purchase the S-400 missile defense system from Russia, a step that US considers a threat to it, as it indicated when Turkey moved to purchase the same system. At a hearing on March 2, 2022 of the Senate Subcommittee on Near East, South Asia, Central Asia, and Counter-Terrorism on Capitol Hill, chaired by Senator Chris Murphy, leading lawmakers questioned Assistant Secretary for South Asian Affairs Donald Lu, who said US was trying to close the gap between New Delhi and Washington on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Senator Chris Van Hollen, usually counted as a friend of India, said he was extremely disappointed in India's decision to abstain at UN. He asked what the thinking behind such a vote was on the part of India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar. Lu responded by saying India had expressed two concerns. First, it wanted to leave out on the table the ability to pursue diplomatic negotiations, and second, India was concerned about its 18,000 students in Ukraine. The Biden administration will consider CAATSA, Lu said, but noted that India had already cancelled orders for Russian-made weapons such as MiG-29 aircraft, anti-tank weapons, etc. However, the Capitol Hill hearing made it amply clear US lawmakers from both parties were not bound by any such thinking. They emphasized their disappointment that India did not go by its values of democracy, even as they expressed their understanding that New Delhi was prioritizing its national security concerns, albeit in view of China's expansionist efforts on the Himalayan border. Membership in the Quad, which is US, Japan, Australia, India alliance, was a significant part of the issues discussed. While Lu stressed the importance of the alliance, Senator Ted Cruz questioned the Biden administration's approach, saying it had veered towards climate change and other issues rather than focusing on containing China's expansionist ambitions. Calling India and the US natural allies, Cruz said, under President Trump, our countries moved together significantly closer, recounting the September 2019 visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Texas and the Howdy Modi event. In the past year, under the Biden administration, relations have deteriorated significantly, culminating in the abstention vote by India in the UN, Cruz contended. During the Trump presidency, Cruz said US-India relations were a cornerstone to deter China, an approach institutionalized in the Quad. But under Biden, the Quad has been deprioritized and the group has pivoted away from countering China. Issues such as human rights, the status of women, treatment of religious minorities, especially Muslims, and the ongoing elections in Uttar Pradesh were also discussed.